So first, today we will discuss about two things. First is DBMS. Okay, we will discuss about DBMS, and we will discuss about SQL. Okay, so these two discussion we will do today. So first thing, we'll try to understand what is database management system. Okay, what is DBMS, and then second, we will discuss like how to write SQL query. Okay, so like first we will understand what is the purpose or need of this database management system. Okay, so whenever you go for any big organization, okay, what will happen? So there will be thousands of records. Okay? We have these thousands of record, and if we are managing all these thousands of record in different file or like in documents, then if you want to access any file or any particular record, searching of that particular record will take lots of time. Okay. Then if you want to update, if you want to delete, all this process will be very difficult if you are using this old technology like using file or some other technology. Okay. So here you will have lots of manual work also, and your processing time will be too high if your number of records will be too high. Okay. If you go for any big organization, then there will be thousands of 10,000 or maybe millions of records will be there. So retrieving one record from millions of records will be very time consuming process if you don't have that record in a structured way. So what this database management system do, it store data in structured way, and whatever like a record you want to retrieve or insert or delete, it will do in fraction of second. Okay, this database management system will help you to do record processing in fraction of second. No matter you want to add a new record, you want to retrieve any record, you want to delete any record. Okay. And in database management system, what it do? It create a relation. Okay. So it create a relation between tables. Okay. Now you will say what is table? So as I mentioned, we have this million of record. So where we will store these millions of record? So to store these records, we have table. Example, we want to store student information. I want to store student information. So I will create one student table. Now we have here millions of record. So what we will do inside this student table, we will insert multiple data like student roll number, will store name, roll number, name, address, then date of birth, roll name, address, date of birth, then class. Okay, so we have this student table, and inside this student table, we have this many fields, or you can say columns: roll, name, date of birth, and class. Okay, here we have millions of record. Okay, each record will have roll number, name, address. So let's say this first record has roll number 1, name is ABC something, date of birth 25th Jan, then class first, roll number 2. This is second record. First is done, second is this, address something ABD, date of birth 1st Jan, and class first. we have this third record.
Soft.
Okay. Address, UST, date of birth, 2nd of Jan, class, first. Then like this, we have here millions of record, and this one is 10,000 record. Name is San, address is PQR, date of birth 2nd Feb, then class first. Okay. In this way, in database management system, we can store like millions of structured way, so that it will be easy to retrieve, it will be easy to store, it will be easy to delete data, or it will be easy to update also. Okay. And here, what we are doing, this management system, what it do, this database management system creates table, like there will be multiple table. Okay. And it create relation between those tables. Okay. Let's say this is student table, and another table we have class table. So this is another table. In class table, we have class name, then number of student. Okay, so this is first class. Okay, in first class, we have maximum, like number of student 50. In second class, we have number of 60. In third class, we have student like 50. Another table, this is another table. So in both the table, you can store millions of record. Okay. And each record will have multiple fields. Each field is known as column. Role is column, name is column, address is column, date of birth is column, class is column. Same way in class, we have name is column, number of student is column. So each record will have all this field. Okay. And in this management system, it will define relations also. So this is the first class. This first class has 50 students. If let's say we have here second class has 60 students. So there are relationship between student and class table. So in short, we can say database management system store millions of record which help us to perform like which help us to perform our database manipulation thing, like select, insert, delete, update. Okay. And it create a relation between multiple tables. Okay. So here we have this student table, class table. Have these two tables. So it's creating relation between these two tables. Okay. So whatever you can see here at this moment, this one is role known as relational database, RDBMS. Okay. So for this RDBMS, we have like Oracle, MySQL. So these are like you can create relational database management system using Oracle DB, MySQL DB, and there are so many. And we have non-relational database also. Okay, non-relational database management system also, that is MongoDB. Okay. So sometime you will heard about what is like MongoDB is also there. So this MongoDB is non-relational database. There is no fixed structure for this data. Here in RDBMS, you will have some structure and all, okay? And there will be relation between those tables and all. But in non-relational database, there will not be any proper structure. That is the main difference between RDBMS and not non-RDBMS. So far, anyone has any doubt? So I'm just trying to explain what is database management system, okay? And why exactly we need database management system. There are two kinds of database management system, relational and non-relational. Okay. So nowadays, non-relational database model is getting some popularity. Okay. Still, most of the places we are using relational database management. Like most of the places you will get relational database only. But slowly nowadays, this non-relational database is getting popularity. So far, anyone has any doubt? Let me know.
Yeah, Ravi. Actually, there are 10,000 n number of records in organization. No.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to store in database management database, but at the end of the day, the organization people only segregate these records into this. What can we say? Segregate into this class. They, all these and the organization people only has to store it now. Or the
Yes, yes,
database
yes.
management system itself automatically segregate regarding any keywords like that.
No, no. First, see, whenever you start any project or whenever you start storing data in database management system, so first you need to create tables. Okay.
Mhm.
You need to define relationship between among those table.
Okay.
Okay. So like you should design your table in such a way, you should design relationship between the tables in such a way. So there should be less redundant data.
Okay.
Okay, that process is known as normalization in database. Okay.
Okay.
So with the like whenever you will get any requirement, okay, let's say database team will get any requirement. Okay.
Mm.
So first they will collect what all information they need to store. Okay. And then what they will do, they will normalize the table and then they will create the table. Okay.
Okay.
The main purpose of normalization is to avoid any redundant or duplicate data.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other question in this part? Okay. Now coming to this SQL part. Okay. SQL query. So we have two kind of query. Here is new page option. It will be keep sliding. Okay, fine. So now we will discuss about SQL. Okay. So whenever we write this SQL query, okay, so we used to do two things. One is we used to write DDL, we used to write TML. Full form of this DDL is database definition language. So one is database manipulation language. If any spelling mistake in manipulation, let me know. Okay. So in SQL, we will learn two things. One is database definition, another one is database manipulation language. Now let's understand here what is DDL and what is DML. So here we are creating this two table. Okay. First we created this student table and then we create this class table. So when we are creating this table, okay, then when we are creating this structure, then we need to write DDL query, database definition query. Okay, when we are deleting this table, okay, not deleting the record, we are deleting table itself, then again it will known as database definition language. Okay. Yes, so Vamsi, you can ask your query here also. No need to ping in WhatsApp. You can ask in team also. Yes, we will do all those things. We will create the table and all. Okay. So
Yeah, yeah.
this database itself we will run, like we will learn for 3 days. Okay. This is first day. So today I will explain this theoretically. From tomorrow we will take it practically. We will create table, we will insert record, we will delete the record, we will drop the table. Everything we will do. Okay.
Okay.
So when we are creating this structure, okay, when we are creating this student table and when we are creating this class table, then this process is known as, when we are writing query for this, then that query is known as database definition language query. Okay. And when we are inserting this record, when we are inserting this record or when we are deleting this record or when we are updating these records, insert, select, delete, update, if we are doing any this kind of operation, then this is known as database manipulation language. Okay. So if you are creating also and if you are deleting also, when you are deleting this student table, that is also part of database definition language. Means we are defining the structure. Either we are defining table or updating table. Updating means we are adding one additional column here. So we are updating the structure. Okay. So if anything related to structure, then that is known as definition language. That is part of DDL. And whenever anything is related to record inside this table, then that will be part of database manipulation language. Okay. So we will learn both the thing. We will go through database definition language also, manipulation language also. Okay. So far, everyone clear with this? Okay. So first, let me explain you database definition language. Okay. Okay, before going to database definition language, let me explain few more things. So whenever we create any table, okay, so what all terminology we'll use, we will understand those terminology first. So this is my table. Okay. So table means whatever, like whenever you want to store millions of record in a structure, then that structure is known as table. Okay. Table is a, like you can say, smallest unit of storage where you store the data. Okay. In table, you can store millions of record, and each table will have multiple attribute. Okay. Let's say this is student table. Table name is student. Okay. So this student table will have multiple attributes. So what I'll attribute, it will have role, name, address, class name, number of student. Okay. Now I will tell you like how this normalization works. Okay. So we have this student table. Okay. As per our requirement, we want to store student information, and we need to store this many information. Let's say we are storing for first student, roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Okay. Name is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Address PQR, PQR, ABC, 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 and PQR. Class name. He is first. He is from class first, 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 first. He is from second, second. Number of students. So class A will have, like let's say if 50 student. So he is also from same class, 50 student, 50 student, 50 student, 50 student. Class 2 has 60 student, 60 student. Okay. So first thing you can see here. Okay, let me take 5, 6, 7. Each also belongs to class 1 only, class 1 only. Okay, let's take this example to make it more simple. First thing you can see here, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 till 7. All are unique value. Okay. If you want to have some unique value in your record, so each record will have one unique value, that is their roll number. So in same class, there are none of the student will have same roll number. Okay, so this is their unique value. So if there will be any unique value, then that particular attribute or column is known as primary key. Okay. If you want to create any table, and that table will have all the unique value. Okay. So when we have any table, and in that table, if and like all the record will must have unique value. Here you can see roll number must have unique value 1, 2, 3, 4. In a class, there cannot be two students having same roll number. Okay, so roll number will be always different. Or you can say registration number. Okay, instead of roll number, you can say registration number. So registration number must be unique for each student. Okay, in student table, registration number must be unique. Okay, so if you need to store any unique value, okay, and you want to force that rule, okay, you want to force this rule in this table. Okay, if someone will create new record, then they must need to pass unique registration number. If they will pass existing registration number, then you will not able to insert record in database. Okay, so if we have this kind of scenario, then define that particular column as a primary key. Okay. Then define that particular column or attribute as a primary key. So you can see here, this particular registration number is primary key here. Okay. So this you will come to know many time. Okay, this is the primary key. Okay, in that case, whenever you are inserting data, you must need to pass unique value. Now coming to this part. Okay, so here you can see class. Okay, now let's make it class 2 only. Okay, so this class 2, this is class 1. You can see here, this is redundant data. We know in class name, if class is 1, we have 50 students. Here also, means everywhere we are sending same data. Okay, so we are storing redundant data. For 2 also, you can see 2 has 60 student, 2 has 60 student. Let's say 60 student are there. Then every time you are writing 2 has 60, 2 has 60. Okay. So here what we can see, we have redundant data. So what we can do with the help of normalization, we can split this into two tables. Okay. So what we can do, we can split this into two tables. Okay. So first table will have registration number, name, address, class name, and another. This table name we will give as a student. And this table will name class. Okay. So here also we will have class name, number of student. So what I did, I splitted this two into two table. Okay. Now wherever we have this class 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and this has 2, 2. One time only I will store class 1 has 50 student, 2 has 60 student, and there will be relationship between these two tables. Okay, no need to store 1, 1, 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. Only I stored 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And here, one place I stored 150. Okay, here we have 260, 260 like that. And here in one place I stored 260. So we just mention here 2, 2 and one place only 260. So with the help of normalization, you can see this process is known as from here to here. This is known as normalization process. So what we did, we splitted this table into two tables. So what normalization will do, it will help you to remove redundant data. So this is the purpose of normalization, and there will be relationship between these two tables as a foreign key. This foreign key relationship only, no? Yes. This relationship is known as foreign key relationship. Okay. So anyhow, these all things are theoretical thing, but you need to understand. Okay. You don't need to remember definition of normalization, definition of foreign key, but you need to understand what is foreign key, why exactly we have this foreign key, what is normalization. Okay. Hopefully everyone getting this. Okay. And primary key is also important. So in database structure, most of the time you will term only these three terms only: primary key, foreign key, okay, and table name. Another thing is attribute. This is column name. Okay, so only this four term you will use 90% of time. Okay, so now we started discussion of database definition language. Okay, now we are good to know, like we are good. We have to create these two table. Okay, we need to create student table. We need to create class table. Okay, if you want to create this student table, if you want to create this class table, so you need to write database definition language. Okay, so you need to write database definition language query. So what all query, like what all kind of query we have here? We have here create. We can create database, create a table, you can say. Okay, then you can delete table. Okay, you can update table, and then yeah, create, delete, update. Okay, so you can write query for create table, you can write query for delete table, you can write query for update table. 90% time you will write only create query. If you will do any mistake, then only you need this two. Okay, but 90% time you need to work on this. So if you know structure of create table, that will be good enough. Okay, delete and update if you know, then well and good. Anyhow, all this thing, whatever we are doing here, this is part of DBA team, database admin team. But for your learning purpose, and sometime you will not have dedicated DBA team. So as a Mulesoft developer, very rarely, but sometime there may be possibility you need to write this query. So that's why I'm giving you some basic idea how to write this query. Okay, you don't need to remember the syntax. At that time, I will tell you process also, how you can Google it and how you can find all the syntax. Okay. This is very old technology, so everything is available on internet. You just need to know. You just need to have a skill how to search this. Okay. So today we'll just go through create query. Okay, and update and delete query we will see tomorrow. But so far, from this point to that point, anyone has any doubt, let me know. Okay, so it looks there is
Yeah,
no.
Ravi, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Ravi, you said like primary key should be like unique, right? So
Yes.
like generally in the table which you have like discussed, in that we'll get in class two also we'll get like roll registration number one and two, right?
No, no, no. That's why I changed from roll number to registration number. Roll number can be in same like in class 2 also. This is registration number. So registration number must be unique for each student. But roll number can be in class 1 also we can have roll number 1. Class 2 also we have roll number 1. But registration number that will be independent of any class, that will be keep. keep changing for all student.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do? So today I just want to take theoretical only. So query I will start tomorrow. Better if anyone has any query, you can ask. Like we can spend 10 minutes here only. If anything additional you want to know. So let me do recap. Okay. Today we will cover this much only. Let me do a small recap. Okay. So database management system will help us to manage millions of record. It will it will help to store, delete, update, okay, or insert record within fraction of second. Okay, if you will do any old system like file management system and all, okay, to select any record, to find any record, it may take hour, 10 hour, okay, but same thing if you will do in database management system, you can do in fraction of second. So that's why database management system is very much popular nowadays. Okay, now what database management system do? It create a storage which known as table, okay, which table contains multiple attributes or column. Okay, so whenever you are storing any record in this table, so each record will have all these attribute or columns. Okay, now
What is meant by attribute, Ravi?
yeah, attribute and column is same thing. Okay, this one, this is student table. In student table, we have this roll number as a column or attribute. Name is column or attribute. Address is column or attribute. Date of birth is column or attribute. Okay, so these all are column or attribute. Okay, so whenever you are storing any record, you have to you need to store all the attributes for that particular table. Okay, now these two table, there can be multiple table, and this management system can create a relationship between those tables. Okay, so just now here we see as per our requirement, we need to store this many information for student, but we can see there are some redundant data. So what we are doing, we are doing normalization here. Normalization means splitting your table in such a way so you can minimize or remove the
Redundant data.
redundant data. Yeah. So here you can see we splitted this table into two tables, student table and class table. Now student table will have only this class. Okay. And in class table, we will have this record 150, 150. Instead of multiple time, it will have only one time. Okay, I just took an example where we have only two column. Okay, there may be many scenario where we will have 5 or 10 column that is keep repeating. Okay, so that will save a lot of space. Okay, so this process is known as normalization, where we are splitting table into multiple tables so we can avoid redundant or unnecessary data. So we can avoid remove redundant or unnecessary data. Now, how this table will be connected with each other? So they will be connected with each other through foreign key relationship. Okay, this is known as foreign key relationship. If this is the primary key here of any table, each attribute of any another table, then this is known as foreign key. Class name is here also and here also. Okay, so if we have this kind of relationship, that is known as foreign key relationship. If any column of each record, if any column of each record are redundant record, are unique record, then unique and unique, it should be unique and not null. Why I am saying not null? Since find anything as a null means undefined data. Okay, that null cannot be unique. Okay, that's why it should be unique and not null. Then that particular attribute or column is known as primary key. Okay. Now we have two things, DDL and DML. DDL means database definition language, where we are defining the structure of database. Okay, we are defining the structure of tables. How we are defining? Either we are creating structure of table, we are deleting structure of table, we are updating structure of table. Okay, like how many, what is the table name, how many columns will be there. We can add one more column, we can delete one column. So all this thing will be part of database definition language. And if we are inserting any record, okay, if we are deleting any record, okay, if we are updating any record, okay, so all this thing will be part of database manipulation language. So this is all about theoretical part of this database. Okay. Tomorrow we will start practical part, and tomorrow our session will be a bit larger also, like maybe 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, fine. Let me know if anyone has any doubt in this part. If not, then we are good for today. Okay. And from tomorrow, I will start counseling part. Okay. I will like someone from my team will connect with everyone to schedule timing and all.